Hey, everybody, this is Jeff Zorb. Welcome back to another episode of Owls, a Son of a Bitch podcast, the unscripted, uncensored, and unapologetic journey of Alzheimer's. Today we are welcoming back our friends Dennis and Terry. They are amazing. If you don't follow them or don't have TikTok, go get TikTok and follow them and their journey of Dennis's early onsets dementia. You can follow them at Mount Razor on TikTok. It's a really great opportunity to share and be a part of their journey. They do a great job of sharing that, and I thank you guys for that. I've got it set so that whenever you guys post, I get an alert.
Oh, right on.
Everybody should be.
We're keeping you busy then, eh?
Yeah. If you're just joining us, you can find us on all of the normal podcasts platforms, social medias, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can also see what we're doing here. We're recording this live as well as video. You can find us on YouTube. In our first episode, when we were together in episode 4, we just got to know you guys, got to share your story with us. I think it's powerful just again to share and realize that that this happens to just anybody, right? Mm-hmm. And it was interesting to me. American actor Bruce Willis, his wife is out now with a book. I think she's been on the talk circuit. She just did a interview with Diane Sawyer, who was on television here, and it was amazing to me that. Even with their status, I guess, if you will, and their resources, the first thing that she mentioned in that interview was how isolated and alone she felt. That caught my attention, because if they feel alone, if they feel isolated in this journey, how do the rest of us feel, right? That aren't as fortunate to have those resources. So how we do that is we try to build a community, and that's exactly what we're doing here. And then that's exactly what you guys are doing with your Mount Razor. And we'll get into more of your online community that you're creating. So welcome back.
Thank you. We're excited.
Yeah. Good to see you guys again. Dennis, I love your smiling, buddy.
Yeah. I'm happy now.
We're less than 30 days before hockey season.
I know, man. I'm looking for anything right now.
I'm going to send you something Avalanche. I promise you.
That's all right. That's all right.
Episode, I'm going to ask you to wear it.
We'll see how that goes.
You could probably wear it underneath his
clothes. Yeah. My underwear.
Your underwear. Send them the
underwear. Shit. Sorry.
So last time we got to know you guys, which was great. I think today we'd like to talk a little bit more. You and I have talked, Dennis, about the original diagnosis, and you'd mentioned that it took almost 2 years for you to actually be diagnosed after seeing symptoms and having concerns. So I guess first off, what did you guys see that was of concern to you that made you realize maybe this is, more than just a guy hitting, maybe middle age?
Yeah. It's hard for me to really say on that, because I really just wouldn't have caught it if I didn't have someone else with me, I don't think. And so I have to give Terry kudos for getting that started with us with the Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. And but for me, just a farm boy and just gonna keep going. And so I don't think that I would have really caught that until came a little further.
I think Dennis was telling me something feels off, something is not right. And I kind of brushed it off a little bit too, but then when he kept bringing up that something was wrong, that's when I started paying attention. I started paying attention to the things that he was forgetting and the things that he would tell me I would pay more attention to. And it was like he kept saying it all the time. Something's not right. Like, this isn't just normal. Like, I forget things. I can't find things. He walks in and out of the house from the garage, and I forgot what I was getting. Like, and he would get frustrated, and I would see that, and it was time to just go to the doctor and figure it out. Because even going to the doctor, I was still a little skeptical that it could be something wrong, because I knew that Dennis had ADHD, and I knew that he's had like some things happen in the past that might prevent him from remembering. So I was thinking more along those lines. I never thought it would be Alzheimer's.
Who would think?
Yeah, because Dennis was, yeah, I met Dennis when Dennis was 44. And it was probably around 45 where he really started like mentioning these things. It wasn't every day, but it was kind of, maybe it started on a more continuous basis when maybe when he was about 47, maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Or no, about 45, 46. Yeah.
yeah, that's probably about when it started.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
It was initially forgetting what you're doing, where you place things. Was there any
driving and getting lost, man, like in places that I knew, like and so and like you just don't think of this stuff like it's no one's fault or anything like that, but like it just happened, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you notice a difference in your personality?
Ooh, you'd have to call on that.
No, I don't think there was a difference in the personality. It was more the short-term memory and more of the visual things, because Dennis has posterior cortical atrophy, which affects like the back part of the brain, which is the visual processing, spatial awareness, depth perception, all of that. And he also was really good at math. So doing the measuring with the woodworking he was doing was kind of getting more difficult for him. And I think that's probably when like we kind of really started to think like something was wrong.
Mhm.
Because when I met Dennis, we were out gonna go buy a vehicle, and he was like, he came with me, and we were talking to the finance people there, and he was figuring out like the percentages of interest and all that, and he was able to do that at the top of his head. And so that's how I knew he was good at math, because I don't understand any of it. And then it just came down to like, I can't figure out like this measurement. Or I'd ask him a question at the top of his head, he'd usually be able to figure it out, but then it just wasn't coming as quick.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
those were.
how long between the time you guys started noticing something and you actually were able to go to the doctor?
It's hard to talk about, because I think it was like that is one thing that I feel like could have been helped.
Yeah, I think when Dennis, like, because I first noticed Dennis's symptoms when we had our first daughter, Wyatt. She's 5 now, so about 6 years ago, right before she was born. I think that's when I started noticing she's going to be 6 soon. And then it would probably maybe be like a year, maybe a few months to finally just go see the doctor. And yeah, because I was just thinking it was something else, so I didn't really push.
Well, we saw doctors, and then we had to go back and see another doctor, and it took us a while before we actually found that there was an issue, because some people whiffed us off a bit. Hey,
I think last episode you mentioned it took like 2 years before you were able to finally get somebody that would administer a scan.
Yeah, so the first doctor was Dennis's doctor at the time. He had seen him for probably like a couple years, and he went back. They did a psychiatric test first, and then they had to refer him to psychiatrist.
And they were right to do that.
We won't talk about the results of this episode. We'll hold that.
Come this way. So they did a psychiatric test, and then they also, I think you actually met a psychiatrist twice during that whole time. And then the first doctor ordered a CT that took a few months to come back, and then the CT was reviewed with a neurologist who brought us in, and that's the one that was only like not even a 5-minute conversation, where he said there was like a little tiny thing on the screen, but he doesn't have Alzheimer's. And then that's the first time somebody ever kind of just brushed us off and pushed us out of the office, because he was like holding the door for us to leave. And then we weren't satisfied with that, so we decided to get another doctor, and that doctor took Dennis seriously. He was a younger doctor, and referred him to a neurologist, which took like a few more months. Then that neurologist ordered an MRI. He did a what's that test called? It's a Montreal test. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a memory test where he has to like match things together and tell the time on like a little thing. I can't remember the name of the test. No big deal. And it was just in his office. It was like maybe like a 5-10 minute test, and that kind of showed something. So he referred him for an MRI, which took a few more months. The MRI didn't really show too much, so he ordered a PET scan. That took a few more months. After the PET scan, it did show on there that he did have some degeneration, and that's when they figured out it was the posterior cortical atrophy. And he said, I still want to do a lumbar puncture to test for the Alzheimer's stuff or whatever. And they had to ship that to BC because they didn't have that here in Edmonton. And that took a few more months. And then, finally it was confirmed that he did have this diagnosis. And then he's like, Dennis is very young. I don't want to make like a mistake. I want to make sure that this is correct. So he referred us to another neurologist who confirmed again that it was, it was
when you say lumbar puncture, are you talking like spinal fluids or
spinal tap? We had to get that done, and that showed some like I don't know how that all works, but I think it did show like the Alzheimer's. Confirmed
it.
I'll have to look at the test.
When you guys went to the psychiatrist, what did the psychiatrist say? I mean, obviously they're not gonna. Did they say, you know what, something just doesn't appear to be?
No, I think what they did was they just did like a questionnaire with Dennis to see if there was anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
And they did like suspect like some depression, anxiety, and ADHD, which we kind of already knew. And that was just confirmed twice by them. They didn't have any other suspicions.
So just so that our listeners and our viewers understand, you guys are in Edmonton, Canada.
We're Edmonton, Alberta in Canada.
So the process obviously is going to be different because of the difference in healthcares. From us here in the state, but that's kind of. But you guys, like, literally, it took a long time. I think it's just the waiting between the appointments was what took the longest. Because you'd be only be available. So once it was, you had an official diagnosis, right? Actually, you could put a name to it. What was their recommendation for? Obviously, there's no cure, right? We get that. What did they recommend to you?
Just reaching out to the Alzheimer's Association. I was listening to an interview with Bruce Willis's wife too, and it's the same thing where you get the diagnosis, you're left in shock, they give you a pamphlet, and then there's nothing else.
Then you got to figure it out yourself.
Figure it out on your own.
And we did. And we're still trying to figure things out
still
sometimes.
Trying to figure it out.
Well, she's been trying to figure me out for a long time. She's still trying.
You know what? It kind of sounds to me like she's had your number from day one, buddy. But isn't that amazing? So, Dennis, you're fortunate, right, that you've got support. You've got Terry.
Yeah.
You guys have some family. You guys are you're innovative in that you are figuring out a way, right, to try to build a community of support for yourselves. Where that gap is between a diagnosis and getting that pamphlet is where then those that have been touched by this disaster of a disease are made to feel isolated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very isolating. I just remember the shock after hearing the diagnosis, because we had our 1-year-old with us in the office when Dennis got diagnosed, and Dennis was sitting there like, what am I supposed to do? Like this is like, she's sitting on his lap as the doctors are telling him that. And we walked out and it was just like, holy shit, like, this is our life. Like, what are we going to do? Like, how are we going to, it was like a bomb just dropped on us.
Not a damn thing on the way out. Like, way to go.
Yeah. Here's a pamphlet. Yeah.
Your hand said, thank you very much for coming in today.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll follow up with you in about 6 months. So it's like, what are you going to do when you follow up? Like, he just prescribed him donepezil and a pamphlet and follow up in 6 months. And it kind of just makes you feel like what the hell? Like, what are we going to do? Like, we have a family, we have little kids. Like, it's just not something that we were expecting or prepared to deal with. And then we just felt
you think you're in the Stone Age, like that they could do a little bit more on the way out, at least, like
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be upset, you're gonna be wondering, and there was
It'd
just
nice.
nothing.
It'd be nice after that if they could say, okay, wait here for a moment. We're going to go get a counselor.
Yeah. I think that would be a smart idea. He actually did give us
a pamphlet.
He gave us
Like,
he gave us a
thanks, man.
Yeah. And he's like, I'll give you time to process this. I know it's like it's a big thing. We can invite you back in 2 weeks just to see if you have any questions. So we did go back in 2 weeks, and then there was not much more that he could do.
No, we figured it out ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that's kind of what we had been noticing things with my dad. Finally went and had him. He agreed finally to go get tested. He was a little opposed to the idea. I think he knew that something wasn't jiving, but it was the same thing for us. But that was 15 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
right? He passed 5 years ago, and he was diagnosed at least 10 years or so before that.
Mm-hmm.
With the advancements in that time period, it's bewildering to me with the number of folks that are suffering from this disease, that there isn't a little bit more support between diagnosis, handshake, kick your butt out the door.
Yeah, I know there's not a whole lot. Like, the neurologist did mention, like, there is a drug that Dennis could potentially be, Dennis could possibly take it, but it's not available in Canada. It's available in the States. They're still looking for approval here in Canada. And we don't know how long that process is going to be, because it's supposed to only be given to people in the mild stages. Dennis, the last time we talked to a neurologist, said that Dennis was in the mild to moderate stages. So he could be past that point. And then we're also thinking, like, okay, well, this was brought up maybe a week ago, where we're thinking, like, well, maybe, like, is there a way that we can go to the States and then see if we can see somebody over there to get the drug to Dennis? Do we have to move to the States? It should already be available. Like, I think it's frustrating. I don't know if there's not enough money that doesn't go into Alzheimer's research, but I think there needs to be more, because this disease, there's so many, millions of people are getting diagnosed with it, and younger people, we've noticed on TikTok especially, there's a lot of young people that are getting this. We have a woman in our group who's 45, and she has the same thing as Dennis, and she was diagnosed 2 years prior. And that scan that she took a scan in her 20s, and it already showed the start of the disease back then. So, and the doctors didn't tell her.
And they didn't say anything.
They didn't say anything to her. Like, something needs to be done about that, because if prevention is like, if we can prevent it in any way, then I think people should be doing that. But when you're already living with it, that's the hardest, because it's like, what can you do now, like, to at least try to slow it down? And that's what we've been trying to do. We've been working with people from Iowa, from a lady, her name is Eleni, and she has a podcast. She now changed it to Renegade Remission, but it was Renegade Nutrition at the time. She put a call out on her podcast. I was listening to it right after Dennis got diagnosed, because I was thinking, me and Dennis need to change our lifestyle, because we have 2 young daughters. We want to be able to provide something for them that's like provide a healthy lifestyle, because Dennis and I didn't really have a healthy lifestyle. Me and Dennis were, like, I'm a recovering alcoholic. Dennis is a recovering alcoholic. We didn't have like the best like food or anything like that growing up and stuff like that, but we wanted to provide something healthy for our girls. So I listened to this podcast about nutrition and all this stuff. And in the first episode I listened to, she was doing a call out for a documentary for people with chronic illnesses and terminal illnesses. So I reached out right away, because I have rheumatoid arthritis, chronic illness, and Dennis with the Alzheimer's. And we reached out to her. I filled out the application. She emailed me that night, and that was a Tuesday. We got an interview with them Friday. And then she's like, yes, we want you to be part of the documentary. So that's that connection we made, because we were looking for something else to slow down the progression. And these people were going to be providing that. They were going to provide information, experts. So
what about all the
supplements? They provide supplements for free. So we're taking all of those.
We are just pounding down the supplements, and like, that stuff is not free.
Yeah, it's
so like, we are very appreciative to those people, and you and everybody that's kind of helping us out here, you know. And so we're very grateful for what we're getting now. Yeah.
And it's like, I've mentioned this before. I don't know if I mentioned it on here or on TikTok or somebody else, but like I said before, with the bomb dropping of the diagnosis, now it's kind of like the dust has settled, like everything is kind of like settled. It probably took a year before we started to accept the diagnosis and start living life normally as we normally would. But it just changed our perspective. It changed our perspective. New growth started happening like after the bomb got dropped. So the supplements, this podcast, TikTok, like these are all things in our life that we wouldn't have done before Dennis's diagnosis.
Are you noticing a difference and a change at all with, or slowing maybe of the supplements and the nutrition?
It's day by day these times, like right now. It's but yeah, sometimes like we're getting bad days sometimes, and that's
are those becoming more frequent?
I would say
it's hard to say.
It's hard to say. Like, they come in waves, I think, the good days and the bad days. Yeah. And we just try to get through it the best we can.
And we look at things like what we've got out of this too, like just to be grateful that we're still around here, that we're still enjoying life. But yeah, there's bad days that come along with it too.
Sure.
And we don't know if like we know that Dennis feels good when he takes the supplements, when he's eating healthy, when he's exercising, when he's getting enough sleep. He notices those things. But we don't know what it would be like if he came off them. And I don't think that's something that we want to test out. I think because
we keep with it, right?
Yeah. And we have listened to, I have listened to part of Dale Bredesen's book about healing Alzheimer's and stuff like that. And the protocol that Dennis is on is kind of what we're following in hopes to kind of keep Dennis around for a long time, because he wants to see the girls. The girls need him around, and so we're doing what we can with what we have to keep him healthy.
Aside from what you're doing with the supplements, and has your medical community provided much? Do they have you on any type of drugs or anything like that?
We've been doing it ourselves.
Yeah, the doctor prescribed him donepezil, and that was right at the beginning, and he hasn't come off that at all. And we recently did call him last week or 2 weeks ago, because Dennis had these episodes of kind of just not knowing what's going on.
A couple times now.
Where he woke up in the middle of the night and say, like, where am I? Am I supposed to be here? Am I supposed to be at my mom's? And he laid down and he looked like he was terrified. Like his eyes were like wide and he was kind of covered underneath a blanket, kind of just eyes were darting back and forth. And then we went to Ontario and he had another episode there where he kind of just was a long day, and it was too much for him. And he kind of just felt, do you want to explain like what that was like?
Yeah, I was just very scared. It was just something that kind of came out of nowhere, and it's caught me a couple times in different spots, and I'm almost sure that it's just from lack of sleep, or and like
a lot of activity.
Yeah, and even at home here, sometimes like you got the kids running around, you're screaming, and there's just a lot sometimes, and they do say that you should have a little nap through the day, and I just never get the time. Like, we've got to make money too, so we're doing that, and thankfully Terry's here to help me in the garage, and she's doing most of it now. Like, I'm still helping her, but some of the things I just can't grasp anymore. So that's going to be a problem when I can't work anymore. So I don't know what I'll do then.
Yeah, we did have like a brief. It was a day of where Dennis just could not figure out the angles and what he was doing in there, and it got really emotional, really real for us, because this is what keeps Dennis going, is the garage. And if he doesn't have that anymore, like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like I've got to be able to help my family in one way or another. Right. And so that's going to be tough down the road. Yeah. I'm just hoping that I can keep going for a while yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you guys have obviously sharing your journey with the world on TikTok. You can find them at Mount Razor. I really strongly recommend following them and keeping up with their journey. You've also started an online community. Tell us about that.
We're just really proud of that.
Yeah.
The people that are coming out are great people. And it just makes you feel better. Every person that comes in and says, I need some help, or like, we're here to, like, and I just feel like, like hugging these people, like they're going through what we're going through, and the shit is real. And I mean, so right away you have an instant bond with these people that are going. They know what they're going through. We know what we're going through, and we can share together. And I think that's the best thing we ever did. I always told Terry, like, we can't have people trying to do this by themselves. Like,
yeah.
And so that's what we're doing and trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us how you started it. How'd you get started with it?
So we went on TikTok because we wanted to. Dennis wanted more information. Excuse me. Dennis wanted more information about the certain type of Alzheimer's that he has. So we went on TikTok and started looking around. We started making videos, and then once the videos started becoming seen, Dennis wanted to create this group because he wanted to connect with people that are young like him as well, and who maybe have the same disease that he has, just to be able to ask questions and all this stuff. So we started it. I think it was in May we started it. So we started having it once a week, every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And we just sent, like, we kind of put it out on TikTok, like, if this kind of fits you, if this is something that you want to do, like, come join us. So it's very small right now, but it's growing. Like, we've had we have a couple couples on there that have the exact same thing that Dennis has, same diagnosis. So they always bounce ideas off each other and support each other. And to be able to see these young guys like Dennis and a couple of other guys that are in their 50s, like I think 57, these guys are, and just like how much similarities they have, and I could see like the connection that they have, and I could see the connection that I have with the wives on there. It's not only couples, there's like other people that come on too. A young lady who's 45 who has it, another lady who's 47 who has Alzheimer's.
They bring in their spouses,
their spouse or their mom or whoever that they have. Even if you don't have it, but you're a caregiver, we've had people come on, people that have lived experience.
Which is big.
Yeah.
You know, the information that they've got is more than what we've got. You know what I mean? So they've already been through it.
Yeah. And there's a few more people that sent in their emails that want to be a part of it. So we'll probably have more people next week. There's some people that can't make it Wednesday. So Dennis and I were thinking of making a second one.
We're going to have a second one throughout the week.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. It's grown and have enough interest to add.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe someone has a bad week and they want to double up. Like, you know, we want to be there for them, and I enjoy it, and we have a laugh. Like, we can laugh at each other, right?
Yeah, so, they laugh at each other, not
remember shit. You know,
for not being able to see things. It's really good, and I can notice the difference in Dennis when, like, we haven't had it. I think this summer there was a time where we didn't have it for a month, and you could see it in Dennis, like where he was starting to feel isolated again from the community of TikTok and the community, like on the Zoom meetings that we have. And those really kind of give Dennis a boost for the week. So I'm grateful for that, because Dennis needs that outlet. He needs to talk to other people besides me. He needs to be able to relate to somebody who has the same thing. I can only do so much, so Dennis needs that community, and so do other people. Yeah,
I think it's important too for caregivers.
It was really good to connect with the other ladies on there too, and just to be able to see.
Terry, maybe you could start another of just caregivers.
Yeah, I think
you could talk about Dennis behind his back and he won't know it.
I don't know.
I might know.
Listening.
No, but in all seriousness, no, though, like, again, part of this lack of community, like we witnessed in those interviews, right, of Bruce Willis's wife, even as a caregiver, she was the one that was feeling isolated, right? Not knowing what to do, where to go. And in essence, had to define those resources for herself. I just brainstorming just another idea.
No, that is a good idea, because we did go to one meeting here in Edmonton where Dennis was in a group of people with the Alzheimer's, and then the other group was the caregivers. So, and I think it's important too for the caregivers to have that space as well, just to be able to kind of just let things go and kind of get advice from other people and
decompress
without feeling like I'm offending Dennis or anything like that, because I don't want to offend him by anything that I say or anything, because this is a sensitive topic to talk about, because anything that I say, I don't want to hurt Dennis. I don't want to make him feel like that he's holding me back or anything like that. So, but I would still like to be able to connect with others too, that still want to support and still want to be there, but don't want to feel like, I don't want to upset Dennis at all.
Yeah.
Better not.
If anybody is here today, listening or watching, again, you can find Dennis and Terry on TikTok at Mount Razor. Hit them up on that. Send them your information. I'm sure they would love to have you a part of their community.
Yeah,
I'm going to join in. I just want to, if nothing else, I just want to be there to harass Dennis.
yeah, bring it on, man. I still got some left.
Going through this journey that you guys have gone through, what is Dennis, from your point of view, sharing with other folks that are victims of this as well? What would you share with them today?
I think probably one of the biggest things is just that's a tough question. I'm kind of drawing a blank there.
What was the question again?
What would you share with others that are going through what you are?
Like, number one, like that, being together with other people that are going through this is the biggest thing, I think, is make sure that you've got some friends that are going through the same thing. It makes it a lot better for us, the people that are in our group. We all realize that we need each other, and I feel the same way. Like, I need that too. Like, and so, yeah, I would say that would be the biggest thing. Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Terry, from the point of view of a caregiver, what would you tell somebody that is going through as a caregiver of an Alzheimer's or dementia patient or victim?
I think it's hard to do it by yourself. Like, I know for me right now, I have a heavy load to carry. I think with the stuff that Dennis goes through, and me trying to navigate that and trying to be sensitive to him and trying to understand where he's coming from, to raising little kids at the same time. I think that's the biggest struggle, is trying to balance both, because the kids come first, Dennis comes first, sometimes Dennis comes last, and like, it's just like, it's hard to navigate that sometimes. And to be able to ask for help, I think is a big thing. And like, I was thinking, like, wouldn't it be nice, like, because I was running busy one day last week, and I still had to pick up Dennis's medication. I still had to get groceries for the week. And I was like, wouldn't it be nice if somebody just came and picked up the groceries for us or picked up the medication for us, and then I wouldn't have to worry about that. So I think just asking for help. I'm still trying to get the support that I need. I feel very not isolate. Like, I still feel a little isolated in some ways. So I think being able to get out and talk to other caregivers, I think, would be the biggest thing, just to connect with other people. Because I feel like when you're in the position, sometimes you feel like you're not heard, or you're not seen, or nobody knows what you're going through, because all your other friends are doing their own thing, your sisters are doing their own thing, and it can just get very isolating. So, and overwhelming. And I don't want to burden people with like what's going on. I don't want to expose like things that are happening. Like, I just want to be able to get through it with a little bit more ease. So I think connecting with other caregivers who understand what is probably the biggest thing. Just kind of like what Dennis was saying.
It's just like the same as our deal here, like with me being and Alzheimer's. Like we need that, and Terry needs her time too. So, and it's tough to get with the family, a little family, and I mean, and I do help in the house, but like there's a lot, and
like it's like Dennis can help. Like he just did the dishes today, and like he can help with things around the house, but then sometimes things kind of just like kind of go right over his head, and then I get frustrated and I'm like, I'll just do it myself, and then I'm adding more things to my list to be able to do. When I was working, we did hire a lady to come in and clean, and that was like a lifesaver because it was one less thing for me to do, because I was trying to prepare everything like for the girls, for Dennis. I had to go to work, I had to come home and make supper, but I wanted to make a healthy supper, so I had to chop vegetables and all this stuff, and like so I was carrying like a lot. So to be able to have somebody just come in and assist once in a while might be good for my mental health.
Yeah, and recently we've got a little bit of help through our families too, as far as financials go and stuff like that, and we appreciate that. So yeah, it's still tough.
A little bit of help goes a long way though for both of us.
Yeah, even just the appreciation part of it, like it's just like you breathe for a bit,
Yeah.
Do you guys have any? I think what's interesting is, Terry, what you were saying is that there's a part of you that doesn't necessarily want to open this up to the outside world, meaning that's not part of the dementia Alzheimer's community, right?
Yeah.
Airing your dirty laundry is what we would say.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and I think that's a big part for Dennis too, is that he doesn't want like everything out there for people to. Because do you want to talk about that a little bit? Just
sure.
like not.
I'll talk about anything.
Okay, well, talk about it then.
Well, what do you want to know?
Just like talking about like airing your dirty laundry, pretty much. Like I want to be able to protect Dennis in some way, and like
there's things that are, that I'm not proud of. Like there's things like just getting frustrated at people, and stuff like that. Like we don't yell and scream in our house, but sometimes things go bad. Like I got really sick there for a while, and I was pissed right off. I was pissed off, and our kids don't see too much, but like sometimes Terry gets the burden of some bullshit, and of course I feel like a piece of shit after, but like that's not who I was before, and I think I don't want to be that kind of person, but yeah, it's happened.
Yeah, and that's the stuff that I feel like I would like to connect with other people about, but at the same time, it's like, how much do I say to people? How am I supposed to get this off my chest without, because a very big part of me too just wants to, like, I know most of it is not Dennis's fault, because the agitation can get up a little bit, and I try to stay as patient as I can and understanding as I can, and sometimes it's not like that, where it's just there's only so much that I could take from that. So sometimes I just want an outlet too, but at the same time it's like where do I go? What do I do? Like, so I think going like the caregiver groups, I think would be a good option for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anybody that you like in your church?
We go to the gym together. When we're working in the garage here, we'll take an hour and go to the gym, and that helps a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I have friends here too. Like we're gonna go see them tomorrow, and go hang out with them. Sometimes like I'll take my girls and then we'll go see my mom or my sisters, or we'll go to like birthday parties and stuff like that with all of us. And like we do have like things to kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I'm just like too scared to talk about things sometimes.
I think with as many people are that have this, right, and are out there in the world dealing with it, I think there's those that don't understand.
Yeah.
Talking with others that are sharing their journeys on social media. I don't know if you guys get this or not, but there's always what I call the armchair quarterback. Well, you need to do this. You should do that. You should be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. How dare you do this?
Yeah. No, there's a lot of that.
Right? And we don't want to subject our loved ones that are already suffering to further judgment.
Yeah.
Like
But
we had a situation where when we were on
TikTok and we did like a video late at night. It was probably almost midnight. Dennis was tired. But we wanted to get one out. So I was asking him questions and I was like over talking too much, whatever, rambling. And I got a lot of hate for that because they were like, that's not how you talk to people.
She didn't say anything that was overly rude. And you can see that she does not get upset easily or anything like that. But these girls, they just kept going at her. And so like I would try to back her up and just be like, this girl's just beautiful. She's here and helping me, and they're all pro Dennis, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's the better half of me. Like we all know that, right? So I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, buddy. Like I'm not perfect.
No, you do get a lot of that on there, and that one video was, I don't know, you probably
she just
saw
kept getting it.
It was that one got like I think over 700,000 views, and there's over 1,000 comments on there. Most of them are negative about how I should be talking to Dennis.
Yeah, and it's like, where are you getting this from? Like,
but knowing that, right, that there's that judgmental aspect of those that are ignorant to what you're going through. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's a right way to word it. Okay, I'm gonna get hate texts now too. Not that people are ignorant to what you're going through, but everybody's got a freaking opinion, right?
Yeah.
And what they're judging their opinion on is your small segment of 30 to 60 seconds of video.
Yeah.
Right? They don't see behind the scenes when that phone is turned off.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot that goes on here that's not on TikTok, but because at the same time we're not trying to expose the negative parts of, like, we talk about it. We do talk about like the hard times, and sometimes it's not easy. Some days are awesome, like some days where you have a lot of fun and we're getting along. Sometimes it seems like Dennis doesn't even have it.
Yeah.
And other days are just they're really bad. And
I feel like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like some days I'm just me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's those judgmental things though, Terry.
Yeah.
It's keeping you from asking for help from the community.
It is, because I don't want people to jump on Dennis if I talk about him, or if I mention something that's really bothering me, to all of a sudden think negative about Dennis. But because it's not his fault. Like there's nothing.
Well, sometimes it's my fault.
Sometimes it is.
I'm gonna stop here.
Even though you're going through all of this, you still get blamed for something.
I think like the frustration, and sometimes it is his fault.
Yeah.
And he'll say that too sometimes.
My bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I always enjoy our time. I know this week we really haven't communicated much, and that's on me with some things but I really do enjoy watching your videos. Dennis, man, just keep smiling as long as you can, buddy.
Yeah, we'll do.
Infectious. Your smile is infectious. I'm telling you.
Is that right?
Yeah, your humor. Yeah, there was a video I watched when you guys were getting ready to walk the girls to school.
Oh yeah, that one got like a lot of views.
Yeah.
Just the simple things, like those are the things that we want the girls to remember too. Like it's just that Dad likes to walk you to school. He loves walking Wyatt to school. So we live not too far from the school. So this morning, like what he'll do is he'll walk her, and then I'll be right behind them with the vehicle to take Tegan to daycare, and he'll just walk with Wyatt, get her there, and then he'll hop in the car, and then we'll go take Tegan to daycare. So
I want to see them both before they go to to their day.
Yeah.
So we don't all have to get in the car at once and drop her off. He just likes to walk with her and spending that time with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys know how we sign this podcast off?
Yeah.
In honor of my dad, right? Al's a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Are you guys interested in helping me sign off this podcast today?
Sure.
Good.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Alzheimer's! Take it, Alzheimer's!
I haven't done this one for a while. It took me a second.
Give it up.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
Give it the double, baby.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
That's kind of fun.
It is. You know what? It's therapeutic. Do you want to do it again?
Yeah.
Do it again. Woo! Alzheimer's, take it.
Get it out, honey. Get it out.
Yeah.
Not to Jeff.